Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Not Quite Nerds. On this week's show, Mallory has managed to watch some Marvel things. We are going to talk about What If, but we're going to apply it to the Star Wars universe. And Mallory's going to hit us with a staff pick that dates back nearly 16 years.
So at least it's newer this time.
Slightly new. Both slightly newer.
16, 60.
Yeah, you're right. It's definitely newer than the last one. We'll give you that. Okay, Mallory, where are you at on your Mallory's Marvel Madness?
So I finished all of 43, and which is Daredevil season 2, episodes 1 through 4. And then I watched number 1 on number 44, which is Luke Cage season 1, episode 1 through 4, but I only watched the first episode.
Okay.
I want to start with Luke Cage.
Okay.
And I think I've come to a realization, because I think this is now the third time I'm going to say this, but it's a slow start. And I think it's just those Netflix Marvel shows. There's slow starts. Because I remember I was a little bored by Daredevil, a little bored by Jessica Jones, and I was a little bored by Luke Cage. So, and we'll see. I said I'm just a little bored, but I think because now this is the third one I'm watching, I have high hopes that it'll get better. But I have a question for you guys, because you guys both saw it, right?
Mm-hmm. For me, very recently.
So according to the internet, when I made this list, this is supposed to take place after Jessica Jones season 1.
Correct.
But from what I saw on that episode, it seems like it takes place before Jessica Jones. Like, it seems pretty recent that he lost his wife.
No, I definitely think it's after Jessica Jones.
I definitely think it's after Jessica Jones, but it's something that Luke carries with him pretty close to his, he continues to carry his Reva, I think is her name, with him throughout the balance of the series, leading up to later in the season where he may or may not meet somebody else potentially. But I do think you're right, Mal. I think as I've done a recent rewatch of all of them, I think to Max's point from a number of episodes ago, they suffer from the 13 episodes. I think that there is probably 3 episodes of essentially fluff that if they took out all those bits, they could have made 10 very solid episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You pretty much are losing 2.5 hours, 2 hours or so of show, and I think you make a much cleaner, leaner story. But you've met Pop though, right?
The
barber.
The barbershop guy? Yeah.
Pop's great.
Yeah, that's what the first scene.
Yeah, Pop's great.
It is good because I was scrolling through TikTok or Instagram the other day, and there was a comedian, and he was talking about Luke Cage, but he was talking about how they managed to make Luke Cage into the most well-spoken boy from Harlem ever.
That's the thing that
like that boy.
I mean, he's not from Harlem though.
You're like,
he moved from Hell's Kitchen to Harlem.
Yeah.
See, I think this takes place before Jessica Jones.
Nah, because
you don't move from Hell's Kitchen to Harlem. You go the other way around.
Well, Jessica Jones she lives around Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, but you don't move from Hell's Kitchen to Harlem. You move from Harlem to Hell's Kitchen.
Now, I mean, when the comic books were written, they were all rough.
Yes, that's very, very true. I mean, yeah, he's,
and they
Hell's Kitchen's named Hell's Kitchen for a reason.
Yeah, and it's interesting because actually, when the comic books were written, the city was a huge character in the comic books. And you think about Spider-Man, and one of the biggest things about Spider-Man is the city is a significant character. Actually, and they did a great job thinking about the Tom Holland ones of not making the city part of that.
But I wonder if they're going to change that up with the new trilogy, because now he's
he's established as Spider-Man in New York City. So, you would assume that there's going to be a little bit more of that.
Mm-hmm. But no, I think you're right, Mal. I do agree that those shows have a season count episode, one that I didn't really think about until Max said it, and then I've done my own rewatch, and I'm like, it does. It drags a bit, and it's unfortunate. But I think Luke Cage, I think that season of that show is, I think, borderline the best. It has my favorite bad guy. It's got my favorite character. And again, this is just me personally. Like, I just love Luke Cage. I love what Michael Coulter did with that character.
But are you saying it's the best of all those Netflix shows, or are you saying it's the best Luke Cage season?
I think it's the best Luke Cage season.
Okay.
He's playing the game here. He definitely thinks it's the best.
I do. Okay, you're right. I
And
love
that's
Luke Cage.
cool. I totally understand that. I'll just fuck you up when I see you next because Daredevil's definitely better than Luke Cage.
Yeah, but Daredevil's kind of a dick.
I didn't realize that what's his face is British.
Who?
Charlie Cox?
Daredevil.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie
Charlie-
Cox? Oh yeah.
I take this to mean my own accent. It is. It's a huge weight off my shoulders when I don't have to be doing an accent. And actually,
I didn't know.
I mean, there was there not a point where a significant amount of people were not American for American superheroes? You know, with Chris Hemsworth, who was Australian. Let's not lie, it's pretty much British.
Yeah.
They are your criminals.
That's what I mean, you know, right? Except
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield,
Tom Holland.
Charlie Cox. Who else was in there? There was a few others.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill was Superman. Christian Bale was Batman.
We don't have we
Christian
make
Bale
the
not
characters and we just let
American?
the British people play them.
Christian Bale.
Wait, is Christian Bale British?
He's Welsh.
Yeah, he's Welsh.
And I looked around and I saw Christian Bale. And the first thing I thought was, Christian Bale is British?
Seems Christian and he's Welsh.
That is a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? No.
What can I say? Christian Bale is Welsh. Best Batman you ever had. Should have used that in the last episode.
No. We've established with Michael Keaton,
Michael
who
Keaton
is American. Damn it.
wishes he was
But
Canadian.
Robert
Blue-blooded
Pattinson as well.
American boy.
Robert Pattinson. Also
No, Robert
Batman.
Pattinson, yeah.
And British.
No, I was like, Rob Pattinson's British.
I obviously have no idea where anybody's from.
I mean, it just shows they're good at what they do, which is a thing called acting, right? That's what it's supposed to be did.
I mean, I for years did not know that Hugh Laurie was British.
You didn't see 101 Dalmatians?
No, I mean I did, but I was still that when I was a kid, you know. And then like I remember seeing the Friends episode where he's just like the character that Jennifer Aniston talks to while she's on the plane to London.
Excuse me. Yeah. If you're planning on doing that throughout the entire flight, please tell me now, so that I can take a sedative. Or perhaps slip you one.
On the
And I'm like-
finale.
I'm like, he does a really good British accent because I had known him from House. To then realize that like he like worked with like Stephen Fry and stuff at like the Oxford Cambridge. Like he's like
The Fry and Laurie show was fantastic. It was
he's like but he's like as British as they come, and I had no idea because I just seen him on House.
it was the way it flipped for you. You went, he's got a really good British accent too.
Yeah,
Oh, he's got a really
there's-
good American accent.
American accent. Clever bit.
Okay. So tangent number 1 for the day. Let's mark that one down. Add that to the drinking game. Every minute we go off track, you have to drink. So you're on to Luke Cage. You've watched 4 episodes of Daredevil season 2.
Yeah.
Talk us through it. What's happened so far?
Yeah, talk us to that.
So, as soon as Frank Castle showed up, I was like, oh, this is why Luch told me to watch the Punisher movie before this season.
See, there's a method to my madness, Mel.
Weird.
I
Who
know.
would have known? But you guys were right. John Bernthal as the Punisher, so good.
Brutal.
Because I had seen that Punisher movie years ago when I was in.
He did? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but like when I was in like high school. So I barely remember it. I just remember there was guns and he was upset his family was dead. Which is, most movies from the mid 2000s. But really good. I am also really enjoying the relationship between him and Daredevil because they really are two sides of the same coin. They both want the same results, but they're just going about it two different ways. And I don't think I realized how not violent that Murdoch was.
Oh.
It's like they came out, but I mean, he's violent. He hasn't like kill anybody. But I don't think I like realized it until he like kind of said it, and I was like, oh yeah, he just kind of knocks everybody out and then gives him to the police, which makes sense because he's a lawyer and murder is illegal.
And he's a superhero. So, I mean,
But technically, so is I guess the Punisher's an anti-hero.
he's a vigilante.
Yeah. So no, I really enjoyed that. I liked the dog. The dog was nice. And what's their faces kissed? Matt and Karen.
Matt and
Karen.
Foggy.
And Foggy.
I mean,
That's what we want to see.
that's alternate universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
What if?
okay, you guys tell me. I thought that there should have been a little more communication between Matt and Froggy about that because Froggy took Karen out on a date and like, yes, he then like left her to go have sex with like his ex-girlfriend Satan. And then he like kind of told Matt
Marcy.
like whatever, Satan. And then he like kind of told Matt, to have fun or something. But like, I don't know. You guys tell me. I feel like with girls, there'd be a little more conversation. Like, you good? This good? And like, I get it's a TV show, but
Before Hose. Right? Before. But you're right. You're right. Normally there would be
something. Or is it just the look that you're giving me?
Yeah, sorry, you're on a delay.
Yeah, a little bit of a delay.
I hate everything. I'm quitting.
You don't fight over girls. That's rule number one, right? Never fight over girls. That's there. But you're right. There probably should have been more communication. But then Foggy also says in season 1 about how he always gets the hot girls.
Yeah.
That's
He does. He'd say he goes, I don't know how he finds them, but
Yeah.
they're always like 9s and 10s. No, I mean, listen, you root for Foggy because he's the teddy bear, he's the Foggy bear or whatever, like, but
because he's us.
yeah,
He's the person reading the comic book. Foggy is the person reading the comic book who's got a cool friend.
100%. He is, and I don't know. I think that there's so much, even with their ups and downs, there's so much love between the two of those friends that I think that just would have been accepted. I think Foggy will be like, oh, listen, I don't think you'll find out if Foggy's happy or not about it. But
Yeah.
I think there's just I think they just understand. I think that's what it comes down to. There's no beef, but they.
I mean, I'd be more upset with Karen, right?
Yeah.
Karen's there, and she's got Foggy, and she's got Matt, and she's trying to do the right thing, and she's, crushing on them both, and all these different things, and together, they're probably the right guy for her, if they were one guy. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
we've got, what's his face? Foggy's off with Marcy, and any minute now, Matt's going to run off with his old flame as well.
His old flame, yeah.
Well, spoilers, that is the end of episode 4.
Okay.
There you go.
Kind of liked my old futon.
I liked breaking it in. Nice place. Too bad about the clothes, though.
Why are you here?
Yeah, I mean, Karen should be the one that should be really offended there, because these two guys, are both playing here with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, seeing that as the season develops, Karen starts to sort of form a little bit of a crush on somebody else. So,
I mean, but is it though?
Is it Frank?
I feel like it's a one-way thing.
It could, yeah, maybe. But to get back to Mel's point about the Punisher and Daredevil and how they're two sides of the same coin. this is something that I've thought about when I watched it again. Who is, if it was you, who's right? And I feel like it's like a moral question for you people as individuals, because I can see both sides of the coin. And I think that in my heart, I'm on Daredevil's side.
I mean,
But there's a rationale for the Punisher that
the
I don't know.
Punisher's definitely suffered a greater loss,
Yes.
Yeah.
right? Like,
I'm not talking about the loss. I'm talking about their style.
but I mean, the loss leads to the style. If the Punisher had not lost his wife and his kid, would he have gone down that path? Probably not. Would he have ended up as a vigilante or somebody who was fighting crime in some way? Maybe. But would he have been doing to the extremes that he was doing? Whereas Daredevil's loss is significant in his father, but it was also a longer time ago. And it was just his father. You were supposed to lose your parents.
Yeah.
Before
Maybe not that young or whatever, but yeah.
So,
But I also think, but also their backgrounds though are very different. You know, Matt Murdock went to Columbia Law School.
Mhm.
Frank Castle served in the Marines.
Yeah.
You know, they're also their backgrounds of how they come to this point are coming from two completely different paths. Where you know Frank Castle's occupation is death to a certain degree. I mean, of course, it's defending the country, it's doing following orders, whatever. But like, if he's doing his job, if he's in a situation to do his job, most likely involves a firearm.
which is I suppose is the contradiction in it, because he's doing what he was trained to do and what he's learned to do.
Right.
Matt Murdock,
And so it's that.
yeah, but Matt Murdock has gone out and learned skills to fight people specifically to do this. Whereas Frank Castle's just like, well, you did this to me and I can do this back to you. So it's quite interesting because Matt Murdock has probably chosen that path a lot more than Frank Castle. Frank Castle's been pushed down that path. Matt Murdock's chosen that path. And you're right, Matt Murdock's chosen it because, and we see that more in the Affleck film than we do really the show, but he's chosen that path because he's frustrated with the legal system and how it's being gamed by certain individuals. And that's sort of his idea behind that and doing things for the right reasons. Whereas Frank Castle is much more revenge driven.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to get your thoughts of like, because, you know, and Karen talks about it at some point in the show. If I may be spoiling this for Mal, but you know, Frank may be doing stuff that's not right, but he has a code. Like he's only going after these really horrible people. Yeah, bad guys. And you know, and the point that he makes to I love the nickname he gives him, Red. You know,
calls
like,
him Red, right? Like it's brilliant because even in the new stuff, it's still
Red.
Red.
Yeah, it's calling
like
Red.
it's Red.
Yep. And you know, he goes, you do your thing. These guys end up back on the street. I do my thing. They're never causing a problem again. They're never able to hurt anybody again. And like, I feel like that's such a moral question that like these shows are asking us, but is it intentional that they're asking us these questions, or am I just reading too much into it? Like, I don't know.
I mean, he's also like Matt went to law school. Like you are taught in law school that you are not judge, jury, and executioner. There's a reason why judges are, you know, they don't know anybody on either side. There's a reason why the jury doesn't know anybody on either side. Because you aren't supposed to be motivated by, you know, emotion. You are supposed to take your outside experience in, but you shouldn't have a personal connection. I think it's kind of like Matt's. No, that's, you know, it's his moral code. That's what he was taught before he went to law school, and was definitely what he was taught during law school.
I think, and what's interesting about that is Matt's faith as well. That really plays into it as well, because obviously his faith says that God shall punish, but also forgive. And, you know, that's what he does, is he punishes and then makes them serve their time, and then forgiveness is offered, you know?
Yeah, faith is such a big part of Matt's character throughout.
This is the same in the comics, though. It's all a part of this. Like, one of the best. I don't know if Kevin Smith started writing it or if it was after Smith's run, but one of the best storylines involves Karen in the comic books. But it also involves his faith, and it's spoiler alert if you're going to read it at some point, but Mysterio's behind it all, and it's this idea that Matt believes God's out to punish him for something, and he doesn't know what. He thinks it's because of his life, and it's sort of he finds out Karen's got AIDS and she's dying because in the comic books Karen did porn. Well, that was her dark secret. That was the dark secret that she had. She still worked as a receptionist and all that, but before she did that, she might have done these things over here. And while she was doing that, she was using drugs. And so there's this whole series of events. But the idea behind it is Mysterio playing it. And it's brilliant because Mysterio plays the whole game simply because, and he chooses Daredevil, who he's never had an issue with before, because Spider-Man won't pay attention to him. Like, Spider-Man's too busy fighting big criminals and being an Avenger and doing these things. So he goes after Daredevil, but he really brings his faith into it. Like this idea that this, effectively he gives Matt a child, and Matt's told this child is the Antichrist, then you should kill it. And Matt has to make those choices.
You know what that run is called?
It
sounds vaguely familiar to me.
I've got it on the shelf. It's on the shelf.
Okay.
It'll be when this goes out, it'll be on screen.
Now I'm just picturing Jake Gyllenhaal giving Charlie Cox a baby.
That's got a fan fiction somewhere.
Yeah, that's definitely got fan fiction.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah. Oh no.
Don't do it.
Mysterio and the Joker.
Okay, so we should see it. So that's where you're up to on your Marvel madness. What's next up? More Luke Cage, more Daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. Luke Cage, Daredevil. Luke Cage, Daredevil. 3 more episodes of Luke Cage to watch, but as we said, like the beginning was slow, so like I hate kind of going through it. And then once I get to episode 4 of Luke Cage, and then watch episodes 5 through 11 of Daredevil season 2, and then episodes 5 through 8 of Luke Cage season 1, and then episodes 12 through 13 of Daredevil season 2, and then episodes 9 through 13 of Luke Cage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I
can't wait for you to get to 48.
I think that's gonna bounce it back and forth though as well. It's not just like, oh, I have to watch Daredevil. At least you're gonna get that. Well,
You're gonna get a little, yeah.
Change it.
But I want to keep watching Daredevil. Like I really don't want to keep watching.
What they do quite well at is keeping them in the same universe, but making their style more present for the character. So Daredevil has that darker, grittier feel to it. Jessica Jones has that even darker,
and Luke Cage is a little bright.
Feels
It's Harlem during the day. It's very, hip hop and music. And
they don't ever put him in his costume, but his Power Man costume. But we get hints at it.
You get a hint. You get a couple of hints of it.
And I think what'll be interesting as well is for Mal to watch Iron Fist as somebody who probably doesn't know a lot about Iron Fist, I'm assuming, but also somebody who's going into it with a totally clear lens, because when it came out, it was tarnished in lots of other ways. So it'll be interesting for you to see your perspective on that.
Yeah, and I will say I'm interested to hear about Mallory, because I was of the same camp with you, Max, or maybe I'm not just saying with you, but with a lot of people about Iron Fist when it first came out. And I have to say, having not watched it since and watching it recently, it's really not bad at all.
Yeah,
it's really not.
I mean, maybe in comparison to Marvel movies,
hate.
The Marvel movies that coming out at that time, and now all of a sudden we're getting the Marvel movies we're getting now, and they're like, oh, actually, so what you remember?
I remember comparing it to the Eternals, it's a friggin' masterpiece. Friggin' masterpiece. Comparing it to Shang-Chi, not so much.
Yeah. But I mean, Shang-Chi also had a significant budget in comparison to.
It did.
Yeah.
I mean.
And I think Finn Jones got a tough ride for Iron Fist. I think
he did. I think he got it he got an unfair amount of. Listen, even I was against. He was the Knight of the Flowers, and I was going to play Iron Fist.
Yeah, and I mean, he went. There was also, I think, in the lead up to it, was there not the writer's strike, or there was something about the point he had 2 weeks worth of martial arts training, and you're talking about him, Charlie Cox doing 6 months worth, but in the run up to Daredevil. So,
but again, I have to say,
more from Iron Fist than you do Daredevil. So,
but I have to say, some of the some of the, I mean, again, we're getting ahead of ourselves with Mal, but the action sequences, I think, in Iron Fist regarding Finn Jones as Danny Rand, as the season goes,
Yeah.
so you can tell he's more comfortable doing those martial arts.
Yeah. And season 2's a significant improvement, but I think it was too late by that point. People had tanked it. It was that it had been tanked. It was,
And same thing, the Defenders, I think, helped him too.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when do you get to Iron Fist? Got a while, yeah.
I have Iron Fist is number 53, and you're on 44 right now. So you got a bit.
About 600 hours.
So the other thing that came up during Daredevil season 2, 1 through 4 that I enjoyed was Night Nurse and Foggy in the ER, where I think she really helped Foggy understand Matt.
No, because at that point, they're still kind of like not quite seeing eye to eye on anything. And
Yeah.
Claire's just that calming presence, man. And Foggy, if I'm remembering the scene correctly, is that in the ER?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
he steps up in a big way.
He does.
You know, put a couple gangbangers, keeping them on, you know, on the side.
This is something I've not addressed about Daredevil that I didn't like about the show, is Foggy's background. So the whole point is in the comic books, Foggy's mum is a high-priced lawyer for a massive corporation who comes from money. And that's the juxtaposition of Matt and Foggy. He's had everything given to him. Matt's had it all taken away. And so they change that because they actually...
what they do.
Yeah,
so not what they do in the show.
No, because they make him really down to earth, and this, you know, he's the first of his family to get out, and you know they have their shot, but he gets out, and he's going to be a big lawyer and all that. Whereas in the show, he's always trying to find that balance between living up to Matt's expectations of being a good lawyer and a good person, and his mum's expectations of being a corporate lawyer. And that's a real battle.
Yeah, we completely took that away because, again, like you've read so much more Daredevil than I have.
Yeah,
I've only read a handful, and I did know that about Foggy's background.
Almost Carrie Ann Moss's character in Jessica Jones is more like Foggy's mum in the comic books.
Okay. Yeah, because they completely turn that on its head and make it so that he's just like, he's the son of a butcher.
Yeah.
His mom works at the butcher shop as well, and his brother does. You know?
So
but
it just shifts the paradigm of the character. Just ever so much, but enough that takes away some of the conflict, maybe, or not the conflict. The internal conflict for Foggy. You know, the rapist.
But I do think they capture it though a little bit because he's always asking the question like, "But can we get some clients that have some money?" Like like you can tell that like that status is important to him. The corner office, the fancy suits, you know, that you can tell that there's a bit of that in it.
It's made me think as well. I think they got that really well. It's done really well in the Affleck movie. You know, where they have the scene where Jon Favreau as Foggy is in the office, and there's basketballs and there's fruit and there's cakes and there's all these sorts of things. I think they do a really, really good job in that of like playing that up a little bit where they don't really get paid in money. They get paid in kind.
Tape words.
Yeah.
Faders. Okay. I mean, listen, now you got some good TV coming up in the next few. I mean, obviously you got some more Luke Cage. But I think the next batch of Daredevil, I think, is some of the best Daredevil that you see.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the best Daredevil you see is in Spider-Man.
Oh.
How'd you do that? I'm a really good lawyer.
That's such a good point. Or She-Hulk. Do you like him in She-Hulk?
Oh, the Walk of Shame, amazing,
brilliant. And do you know what I like about that is that they can do that with a character, and it was very much what they did in the comic books. After, so I think I've talked previously about how there's the scene where he stands with Foggy in the comic book, and he's like, "I just wanted to make Hell's Kitchen better," and Foggy points to the new Hell's Kitchen as it is today, compared to when he started, and he's like, "Look at it. Look at it. It's a safe place. Families are moving in. Like, it's changed. You've done that. You've helped it." And then he goes off on this road trip across America and does his whole thing. And when he's in California, he's all lighthearted and stuff, where he's not actually a lawyer. He's just a legal advisor or people presenting their own cases. So he does all the work and then gives them the evidence and gives them the arguments. But like he skips into court and stuff, and there's a lightness to him, and I thought they captured that really, really well.
He definitely was lighter in the She-Hulk show, because I mean I think that was a more light show.
It had to be. Yeah, had to match the tone of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. We're recording this, and Marvel Zombies has dropped. We briefly had the chat before. I've only watched the first episode. All I can say is it plays to all the zombie tropes possible. Walking Dead, Last of Us. There's almost direct shots from both of those.
Now wait, but is there a direct shot from Shaun of the Dead?
Not that I've seen yet, but I'm sure it'll be in there. I'm sure it'll be in there. And Juan of the Dead. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Juan of the Dead. No. Right, this is going to be a staff pick. This has to be a staff pick. Right. Juan of the Dead is the Cuban version of Shaun of the Dead. And when I say Cuban version, I mean the zombie apocalypse is happening. Shaun of the Dead is happening with Shaun of the Dead in England. Zombieland is happening in the US. And at the same time in Cuba, you've got Juan.
Juan of the Dead.
Right? The way I see it is these films should be packaged together as
100%.
like they should be a box set together where they're like, this is what happened in different countries around the world. But Juan of the Dead is definitely going to go on that list.
¿Qué está preparado? Esos no son americanos, viejo.
I do think for a topic for one of our next episodes is our favorite B and C movies, because I have one that you and I watched many, many years ago, and it involves like World War II and the future.
Okay.
And I showed her the stuff like a couple years ago, and she's like, "This is the best movie I've ever seen."
I think where you're going.
I said that. She did not say that.
But yes, Marvel Zombies is out. Only 4 episodes. I think they're about 30 minutes each. In the first episode, we get a Star Trek reference.
Really?
Yep.
Star Trek?
Star Trek. They have
how they pulled that off.
That's called the USS O'Hara. Uhura.
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 Oh, wow.
They literally call it the USS Uhura.
That's awesome.
So I figured you'd enjoy that.
Let them do that.
And also, we finally get Blade in the MCU.
I did see like a trailer clip of that, and I'm like, that's the Blade that we need.
It's definitely a different Blade. It's a different Blade to what I've ever seen before, but it's quite good. It's quite interesting. And you get Red Guardian and
sorry guys.
Dogs don't care for zombies.
Dogs, they are not happy right now.
But I've enjoyed what I've seen so far. We talked on the last episode, an episode we talked about and her name's just totally escaping me again. Enid.
Oh, yeah.
What is her name?
From Wednesday.
Yes. But I totally had the actress's name there. But also, Sadie Sink has been cast in the new Spider-Man film. And the rumor is that she's playing Gwen.
I don't like it.
I don't care if you like it.
I think she's a great actress.
I mean, she's all but confirmed she is playing Gwen Stacy in
Emma Myers.
Emma Myers. That was it. Yeah.
I do like Sadie Sink, though.
I still think Emma Myers is better for the role. Don't want to cause beef between them.
Just because she's blonde? Or...
No,
I mean, I don't really know her as an actress.
If you watch Wednesday is an audition to play Gwen Stacy.
Okay.
Oh, no, I did see this, and I actually did like it. I completely forgot about it. But I had seen that there's because like they really don't know who she might be. But Jean Grey.
Okay.
That I could see.
I mean, it's
I've seen a picture of her. I could see that.
You know Sadie Sink.
No, Sadie Sink. Yeah, Sadie Sink. I know because she's
Sadie Sink as Jean Grey.
Yeah, she's Mad Max in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then something that you probably don't care about, but in the world of Bond, we still don't know who the new Bond is going to be.
Please
But
tell me Idris Elba.
Denis Villeneuve, the Canadian director who's done Dune. It's Sicario, but he's done the Dune. Has said that it looks like he's directing and producing the new one, and he said that once he's finished with Dune 3, he will announce the casting of Bond.
I wonder where they're gonna go with that, with Bond.
Don't know. Genuinely, though, Idris Elba's too old now.
I know. Yeah, he probably missed out on his opportunity because I think they stuck with Daniel Craig for too long.
There was a show, and I think it was called Gangs of London.
That sounds right. If it
And
was, well, I'm thinking of.
it does. Was it? And Sophie Durisio is one of the lead characters in it. And he is fantastic, but he plays an undercover cop who gets caught up in stuff. And I watched it and was like, he should be the next Bond. They were my thoughts on it. But we'll see where it goes. Could be somebody with a link to the podcast. Could be another Scott with a link to this podcast. But we'll get there. Okay, so our other topic of conversation outside of Mallory's Marvel Madness drink is what if, because Marvel have done such a good job of the what-ifs, but what if Star Wars?
So
You've got some ideas here.
I do. It's literally a conversation that Steph and I had last night, and that's why I was like, I really want to talk about this today because she made some such good points. I'm going to steal her ideas for my own, even though she listens to the podcast. She's gonna know what I did.
Or you can just give her the credit.
Which is where I'm doing right now.
You've already done it, yeah.
So one of her biggest pet peeves, and I totally agree with her, was that when in episode 3, when Anakin is requested to be appointed to the Jedi Council by Senator Palpatine, and they're like, we put you on this council, but we do not grant you the title of master. That sealed the fate for everything.
Yep.
And I honestly think that it was super short-sighted of the Jedi Council to not give him the title of master. I mean, if you watch the Clone Wars TV show and the movie, you see everything he's done. If it wasn't for Anakin Skywalker taking on Count Dooku in the Attack of the Clones movie until Yoda was able to show up at that point, like, because Count Dooku would have killed Obi-Wan 100%. Like, Obi-Wan would have been dead. The only reason why he's not dead is because of Anakin. See, they agree with me.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, I really hate Count Dooku. But what if an episode of take that whole scene, what if, and we grant you the title of master? How does the rest of it transpire?
I mean, I still think Anakin's issue is love. That's what causes Anakin to go down that path. So I think, granted master or not, maybe it would have taken longer, but it's the love that causes him to.
I think it's the acceptance with him. I think that he is constantly striving to be accepted by, whether it's, because Obi-Wan didn't want to train him. He actively told Qui-Gon, this is a bad idea. You're going against the council. And Qui-Gon, that could be another what if. What if Qui-Gon doesn't die? And what if he's the one that trains Anakin? How does that go? Because Qui-Gon was a Jedi, obviously, but I would classify him more as a gray Jedi than a light Jedi.
Yeah.
Because, he could kind of walk that tightrope, I feel like, if you read some of the canon and stuff like that. But he wanted acceptance. And from the word go, Senator Palpatine gave him an ear, gave him like a shoulder to cry on situation. And he acted like what Qui-Gon probably would have. And to a certain degree, of course, Obi-Wan was too, but that was more of a big brother, little brother scenario, whereas Qui-Gon was kind of like a father figure for, albeit a short time they were together. I just wonder how that would have gone, because I think he was constantly searching for his place in the universe, obviously with immense skill. What that would have done for him if the Jedi finally were like, you know what, we trust you, Anakin. If Mace Windu was like, you know what, I trust you. We're gonna get you master. You be our eyes and ears and stuff. I think that's where everything went wrong.
But I mean, even the fact that the Jedi were using him as eyes and ears,
Also weird.
kind of negative, because it's not something you'd assume the Jedi would do.
No, it's against the Jedi code.
Yeah. So it's definitely interesting. What if? What if? Does that change the path of everything? I've got a few. My first one solves this problem straight off. What if George Lucas never made the prequel trilogies?
I mean,
Be in a much better place, right?
that does
People
solve the
remember
problem.
these three
You're right.
amazing movies. They would still live in infamy. Every 20 years, he would use new technology to update them. We'd all be in a good place. Disney
But then we
Plus
wouldn't
would be
have
full
Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I could deal with that. More importantly, Ewan McGregor's brother, who's a fighter pilot in the RAF, would be Obi-2 Kenobi. If that's his call sign. But on a more serious note, what if Yoda fell in love?
With who?
Well, who knows? There's clearly other Yoda people out there, right? Reese?
True. We still don't know
How
what
do you
they're
know
called.
Yoda wasn't in love?
Because Jedis don't fall in
Because
love.
he was a Jedi.
No,
But he
that's
could have been falling in love before he became a Jedi.
So my point is if he had fallen in love and gone through loss, would he have become the Yoda that we know and love? Or would he have been tempted to go to the dark side? Would he have
see, that's
started
the difference,
exploring
though.
those things?
That's the difference, though. Jedi aren't against love. The Jedi have love. They're against attachment. That's
So being in love would be attachment. Loving
being
something.
in love, being attachment, having love for your
Yeah.
fellow man or whatever. They're cool with that. At friendship,
Alien.
Alien.
Your fellow alien.
Plus, who says Yoda has to fall in love with anybody? It could interspecies erotica, right? Right there. And there's a whole fanfic spin-off right there with Yoda.
Oh God.
I mean, we're heading down the boys' path right now, but still.
We're definitely heading down the board.
Okay, so that was my one, was if Yoda fell in love, would that have changed the direction of him? Would that have changed who he became? Would the Jedi count about the stability? Might it have destabilized? I was watching the Lego Star Wars, something about the galaxy, Fix the Galaxy, Pieces of the Galaxy, whatever it was. And there's a great moment in that way. Jar Jar is a Sith.
Oh, yeah, Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah.
To the point where they made a dark Blame Falcon.
Yeah.
Lego store. Yeah. With Darth Jar Jar.
Legs chopped off. He's got 8 metallic legs, and he's Darth Jar Jar.
I love it.
Yeah. What if Jar Jar was a Sith? And the argument is, there's a fan theory out there that
you can make an argument for that right now.
That he's
based upon the
actually
prequels.
destabilizing everything. You look at all the prequels and you look at all the things he did and how he destabilized them and all those. How basically a lot of the chaos is caused by Jar Jar, and that sets off the whole thing.
I mean, it's not.
Everybody hates him.
Sorry?
If,
Go for it.
there you go.
Go for it.
I was gonna say, if not for Jar Jar, Palpatine doesn't get his supreme powers.
Yep. And then I went for the original trilogy. What if Luke accepts Vader's offer? Definitely an interesting one. And then to the next step, what if he doesn't accept Vader's offer, but he later accepts Palpatine's offer? So where he's fighting Vader, and he says, actually, you're right. And he joins Palpatine. So. That was
Damn.
and then my other thought was, what if battle droids could actually shoot? It started off with, what if battle droids became sentient and didn't need to be hive mind? And then it was like, what if they could actually hit the target they were aiming for?
There's a whole episode of the show where it's just them going to the gun range, just practicing.
Family Guy in Blue Harvest, Family Guy famously did the conversation about the escape pod. What if the escape pod was shot with R2 and C-3PO at? The plans never get out. And literally there's that moment where they're in the family IP harvest.
Hold your fire. There's no life forms aboard.
Hold your fire? What are we, paying by the laser now?
You don't do the budget, Terry. I do.
They need to practice.
They need to practice. They need to practice. Lots of like moments that just change the direction of something. That just
So I had one.
okay.
What if they swapped the baby twins? So Leia went with Uncle Lars, and Luke went with the king and queen. And I'm fairly certain, I've thought this out, if that happened, the Empire would have won because Luke would have been a pampered little prince, and there's no way he would have led a rebellion.
There's so much truth to what you just said.
And Leia wouldn't have still been there on the planet. Leia would have done, remember there's that whole thing where Uncle Owen asked me to stay for one more season. Leia would have been like, no, I'm joining the rebellion. She'd have gone. But she'd never have met the Jedi. She'd never found out who Obi-Wan was. She'd never become a Jedi.
And I think George Lucas actually has come out and said in an interview not that long ago that his original concept did have Leia as the chosen one. It had Leia, becoming, the proper, the Jedi that we all know, which she does kind of come if you read some of the books, some of the canon books, and to a lesser extent in the movies as well, the later movies, the ones that came out in 2015 onwards. She has some force powers, at least.
There's a great, you can find it on YouTube. It says it's 9 minutes long. I thought it was longer than that. But I remember just scrolling through the Sci-Fi channel one night, and it was on, and it was George Lucas in Love, and it's about how George Lucas came up with the whole idea for Star Wars, and he's like in college, and he's all nerdy, and his roommate doesn't get on with him, and his roommate's got a friend, or he's trying to get on with his roommate, but he doesn't quite fit, and his roommate's got a friend who's got big long hair and is big hairy and just growls all the time. And then he's got like a bad lecturer who hates him and is mean. And then he's got the yoga lecturer who sits on a lawn and talks like Yoda, poses everything as a question. And it's like how he pulls all these characters together. And spoiler alert, it's brilliant at the end when he meets a girl, falls in love, and then his mum shows up at college and is like, no, you can't kiss her. But for me, the highlight of the whole thing was at the end of it, he finishes and he's like, I'm so satisfied with that. I've done it. It's brilliant. I've written this great film. And they're like, what are you going to do next? He's like, I don't know. And then somebody comes in and goes, oh my God, they've got a duck down the hole. They've called it Howard. And you're just like, you see his eyes light up, and I was like, oh, that's brilliant. But yeah, it's called George Lucas in Love. It is on YouTube. It's fantastic.
And I may have to check it out. That actually does sound like a lot of fun, actually.
Very funny.
That is a good one, though, Mal. That might be the best one.
Yeah.
Because I think it just leads to the Empire just continuing to be the Empire. Yeah. At least until Leia rises up the ranks and, Ruthie gets her power converters.
You need Luke and Leia to defeat the Empire. And if you only have one of them, they weren't ever going to win.
My argument has always been that the original trilogy was about bringing balance to the Force. There's somebody who will bring balance to the Force. And he does.
Yeah, he does.
Anakin does. He takes out all of the Jedi. Suddenly, there's the same amount of Sith as there is Jedi. Yeah. It's just much smaller. Whereas the balance in the Force they sought.
Oh, you're so right, because
the Jedi got balance. The Force meant all good, but balance is balance. There's yin and the yang. There's a balance between it. And actually, Anakin brings balance by taking out all of the Jedi and scattering them across the universe.
But that's where I always get a little confused, because you have your Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and then you have your Ahsoka show. I've also heard a rumor about Mace Windu, that Samuel L. Jackson may be coming back, or this, I don't know how this is accurate or not, may be coming back to reprise his role as Mace Windu, that Mace Windu didn't actually die when he got thrown out of the, Emperor's chambers 150 stories above the street in Coruscant.
I mean, Leia floated through space and didn't die. So at this point, anything's on the table.
Yes, I'm just like, I just wonder, like, you have, I could buy the fact that Obi-Wan is in Tatooine, hiding his Jedi-ness, right?
Yoda's out there.
Yoda, same thing in Dagobah, right? Okay, I get that. But now you're adding in Ahsoka. You're adding in potentially Mace Windu.
But remember,
if you go to Jedi games, you have Cal Kestis as well.
Ahsoka's not a Jedi.
She's a great Jedi.
No, she drops out of the Jedi Order. She takes a full step back from the Jedi Order. If you watch the Clone Wars, which you will do as part of your
I will.
yeah, when you watch the Clone Wars, the last season before last, there's a whole story arc, and the Clone Wars itself is a great show, but the story arc that covers Ahsoka leaving the Jedi Order because she doesn't believe in it and doesn't believe what it stands for anymore is possibly one of the greatest story arcs in any of the Star Wars.
I've heard that, and I have watched some of the Clone Wars. I have not watched all of it.
But so it's must be.
She's still force sensitive.
But she's not a Jedi.
She still carries a lightsaber. I would still call her because she fights for. She has white sabers, which means that she converted a red kyber crystal back to being a neutral color because she walks the light and the dark. So I would call her the term for that I believe is gray Jedi. I may be wrong.
No, you might be right. You might totally be right. But she definitely turns her back on the Jedi Order and walks away. And that's sort of how they explain that she's still around in some sort of like the cartoons and the stuff that she shows up in, is they play that game with her. But yeah, that story arc is fantastic because that shows her showing her frustration, or maybe it's her visibility, how she sees it. She can see what's coming and she walks away. She's still in Clone Wars after that. She still has some good story arcs, but that story arc in particular is brilliant because it just hits all the right notes emotionally. She goes through everything, you know.
I'm looking forward to it.
And stepping Anakin, moving towards the dark side as well.
It could be, yeah.
Excellent.
I like it.
Right, well, we move on to our staff pick, our weekly staff pick. Luch, how's your VPN going with Doctor Who? We still need the Doctor Who feedback session.
Still failing miserably.
Miserably.
I'm like about to throw. I'm
At this
literally
point, I'm just going to set my phone up on a tripod in the front room and just put.
No, I'm actually just about to go to I'm about to go to Walmart and just see if I can pick up just a random season.
Are you only trying it on your PlayStation or whatever? Or are you trying it on your computer?
I'm trying it on. I tried it on both.
We tried it on your phone.
No, but funny enough, I've not tried it on my phone.
Like, did you get like the Google Chrome extension for the NordVPN?
No.
Do that.
Is that giving me the problem? And then you might need to working with these type of crazy technologies.
Yeah, get the extension and then do the VPN and then watch it.
Okay, I'll give it another go.
I'm probably only 2 or 3 episodes further on.
I did order Money Shot though.
There you go. And I'm on episode 4 of The Rookie audiobook. Yeah. It's now my daily walk when I get up for my walk in the morning. The Rookie has been the last 4 days. So
very nice. So Mal, staff pick numero dos. Bring it on.
You say Matt or Mal?
Mal.
Okay. So this one is, I'm gonna say tangential to like where we normally go with these. It is a show. It is not a book.
Okay.
So I know you guys are both on books this week or
we're
last
intellectual.
week. Yeah, I'm not. I read all day.
We have the most education in all of us.
I'm gonna come home and sit and watch and decompress. So it's actually a show I watched when I was in law school because a friend recommended it to me, and then I've started rewatching it because it is available for streaming on Amazon Prime. So the show is called Warehouse 13.
I've not seen it, but I've seen it like on my recommended viewing.
Yeah.
I've not clicked on it.
It's fun.
I'm just checking here, but I think for UK viewers, nope, it's definitely not on there. It looks like it's on Now TV, which means it's a Sky one.
Okay.
But
so for the UK listeners, it's available.
Yep.
Okay, so the premise of the show are 2 Secret Service agents are reassigned to Warehouse 13, which is this government warehouse that basically bag tags and saves all of these weird artifacts. So like Edgar Allan Poe's pen, like a Sylvia Plath's typewriter. So all these like things that have these supernatural abilities. Obviously very fiction. But it also has like that fun sci-fi, like supernatural like element to it. I will tell you, for the Firefly fans out there, season 2, episode 2 is and I will not say why.
You know what magic words to say, Mallory.
Oh, I
You
do.
do.
Oh, I do.
Forever a
And I
Bronco.
know specifically that one because I watched it last night.
There we go.
And I'm sitting there, I was like, no, they're not doing it. And then they did it. It was good. So it's fun. I mean, there's nobody on the show that like I could tell you, like I don't think I've seen them on any place else but this show. But it's a lot of fun.
Hello! Come on in. I made cookies. Ooh.
This July, welcome to Warehouse 13.
What is this place?
Officially, K39ZZZ on the North American grid. If it's unknown, it's in here.
I like to think of it as America's attic. But I still have no idea what I'm supposed to do.
Hunt down whatever is threatening to ruin the world's day. Gonna snag it, bag it, and tag it.
And, every episode's a little different. There's a whole overarching like story behind it, which I think is one of the things I really enjoyed about Stephen Moffat's Doctor Who, where like every episode is like an episode, but throughout the season there's a whole story that comes together. So really enjoy it. Check it out.
It reminds me, I'm looking at up online, it reminds me a little bit of The Librarians.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I'm also
When you
thinking about having.
Yes, that I have seen. And when you're describing it at first, I thought I remembered the name of the show wrong. But The Librarian.
Yeah. It's very similar to Librarians, but different.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Check it
listen, you sold me on at least the first 2 episodes. Can't promise beyond.
I know it's first 2 episodes of season 2, so you have to get through a whole season.
Well, okay.
How many episodes are there per season?
I think 13.
Okay, but I can deal with that though, right? I can deal with that. It's when we start getting to the silly 24 episodes per season of a 40-minute show, and you're just like, oh my god, that's so much. But yeah. Even Doctor Who's slightly intimidating, to be fair.
It is.
But I just want to get to the Karen Gillan's first episode because I think she, if I remember correctly, she looks rather well in that episode.
She does. It's also a great episode.
It is a good
and you know who else? Do you remember who else is in that episode?
Nope. I mean, I was totally
tell
distracted by Karen Gillan dressed in a police uniform.
But Olivia Colman is in it.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
Wait, how far did you get? And you said 2 more episodes.
I
what
think,
episode?
I want to call them the Raisins, the Sultanas. Is that the
Sultarans?
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
For those listening in America, sultanas are what the British people called raisins.
I mean, we call them raisins as well, but
But aren't sultanas specifically like the golden raisins?
Yeah. Well, they go nicely in Welsh cake. Just throwing it out there. Fruit cake.
I've never had a Welsh cake.
You never had a Welsh cake?
No.
Maybe November, I'll bring some Welsh cakes across.
I'll do it.
Luch's ice.
It's only gone.
It has to be a Nan's recipe.
Oh, that's how I roll.
Okay.
That's how I roll. I mean, once you've got perfection, you just use perfection.
You just stick with it, and it's just amazing. Love it.
So, not the Librarians, Warehouse 13,
Not the Librarians.
which is like the Librarians.
The Librarians. Yeah, Warehouse 13. I think it was like Sci-Fi's response to the Librarians.
The Librarians with Sci-Fi's follow-up. Looking at it, so Warehouse 13 started in 2009 and ran for 5 seasons, which would have finished in 2014, and the Librarians started in 2014.
But when was the Librarian movie?
That
did the
was
movie
the
come
first,
out?
right?
before the
Yeah.
show?
That would make
really good.
But I mean, like, clearly, like, we've only got the budget for one of these shows, and we've done 5 of this, so
Well, check it out. I think you guys will like it. And I know for a fact that Luch can stream it because I'm currently watching it.
Yeah, I literally, while you mentioned it, I went onto my app just to make sure that you are not being facetious. And no, it is in fact on the Primes, and you don't have to pay for it. It's free if you have the Primes.
Yeah, it's free. See, I made sure this time before giving a staff pick.
I mean, listen, to be fair, if we had started the podcast a couple of weeks before, it was actually available.
And
that was-
in fairness, I think by about Christmas you'll find it will be available. Just
I
on the
mean-
remembrance I'm hearing here from the BBC and conversations that are taking place. It's only a matter of
I
time.
mean, it's only a matter of time because it's been off of US streaming since July 31st. I can't imagine that the BBC lets this go. This is a lucrative piece of
If
IP
there was
for them.
any day for Doctor Who roulette in my life, today is that day. And I cannot do it. Because it's not available. I guess I can because I can stream it. I stream it on my computer, and as soon as we're done, I have to go back to work. I need the computer.
Stream it on your phone.
I don't know if I had the VPN. I gotta figure that out. Then I figure out the VPN on the phone. It's a whole big mission.
I think it's an app.
You got iPhone.
Yeah,
And you've got Nord.
not on the
Now
iPhone.
put it on your iPhone.
can.
Put the app on your iPhone. It's so easy.
I knew there was an app.
Yeah, there's an app. And then
I knew that part.
you can go into your settings and just whack your VPN on or off, as simple as your your Bluetooth or your Wi-Fi.
Ooh, that I know how to use. I know how to use Bluetooth and Wi-Fi.
There you go.
I do. It's really important in my life.
And on that note, I feel like that's a good place for us to end it this week. Thank you very much for listening and or watching. This was Not Quite Nerds episode 8, and it's goodbye from me and a goodbye from them.